Guys, that's why we were so excited. You know what's going on? I think this is no, Trump has agreed to delay the 50% tax on the EU until July 9th. Hey guys, it's the person you're looking for. Trump is very good at manipulating the markets. One day he says full on tariffs, and the next he says let's just delay or do nothing at all. Well, guess what? This is good news until July 9th. As we already said, it fits with the plan to keep pumping until XRP hits its lowest point and sets a new all-time high for the year. It looks like we'll get there by July 9th, which will be great. The European Union says it's ready to talk about a new trade deal within 8 seats. They're no longer wasting time. It seems like they want to get things done. Okay, so let's talk about Bitcoin and what's going on. We can see that there are big changes happening, and since it's the weekend, that means there's more trickery going on. I think the stock market is closed today. Monday 40X, there is now a $1 billion Bitcoin short on Bitcoin Mail. Okay, so James Nguyen opened a huge short position in Bitcoin because he thought the price would drop a lot. Instead, it went up and he lost $16 million, 0 cents when he closed his short position. From James Nguyen's point of view, please show me that we will go up soon, like in 24 to 48 hours. I did tweet that. The XRP by right one was the sweeten out at 12:42 p.m. 12:42. So let's look at the XRP charts and see if I can convince you. 12:42. Let's take a look. It was tweeted right here, I think. We're pretty much at the bottom right now, and then we're all the way up here. What the heck is that? On the 12-hourly charts, right on the higher time frames, don't forget that XRP can also help Bitcoin. First, I want to talk about XRP because this is very important. On the 12-hourly chart of XRP versus Bitcoin, I see an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is the best pattern there is. I also see a bullish divergence, or multiple of those. To sum up, you see an inverted head and shoulder pattern and a bullish divergence. Thanks, guys. If that doesn't really pump us up, I don't know what will, but I think that will move us up on this chart, which means it will soon pass. As a test, let's look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin, though, guys, this is just too exact. Take a look at what just happened. It's crazy. The lines are really working great. What was the range breakout that went back down to? Doesn't that touch just the right spot? Take a look at what they did to hold support. Now we're up here, so the range or channel is from 1,067K to about 115K. Okay, I think things are looking pretty good for XRP right now, guys. The weekly has passed, and we're going up. It looks like XRP's time has come. A positive cross has shown up on this weekly moving average, which you guys use. The 5-day moving average is above the $30 mark in purple. I believe the 10-year moving average should then be above the $30 mark. That's why it seems to go from orange to green to purple. Guys, that's a strong upward trend. So if things don't look too bad from my point of view, everything looks great. Now James Nguyen said that he bet on perpetuals and won $25 million, 0 cents. He thinks, wait, maybe he's feeling optimistic now. It's time to go backwards twice. But I think things are getting better. As of today, there is a daily bullish difference in Bitcoin prices. If it finishes above this level tomorrow, that's a strong sign. Divergence means that prices are likely to go up and that high will be needed. The line on our chart shows that it's likely to go to 115K, which is where it is now. As we said before, if Bitcoin goes up, it will give XRP enough power to move. The layout of the XRP/Bitcoin pair is very nice. It's showing a lot of bullish signs for crazy price increase. Bulls want to defend 1 and 7K to 1 and 8K to get another chance at the highs. And that's where we're defending right now. We pumped out of that area at 16K and change. We're going to go higher at some point because there are $8,500,000,000, 0 cents worth of Bitcoin shorts that need to be liquidated, 115K, which means that 9 billion people are shorting Bitcoin until it hits 120K or something. Then there are the longs who are 500 million from 95,000 guys. Look at the difference between 500 million and billion. It's easy to see which way they're going to go, the long road or the short road. Everyone who wants to be taken out will get paid. I agree. I also don't think we're at the peak yet because Bitcoin funding rates are still not even close to the all-time highs they were at one point. We're just getting started. Check this out. This is how much you can borrow for Bitcoin. It hit a high point every time funding rates went through the roof. Right now we have a deficit because no one is willing to be brave and no one wants to join because they're afraid it will go through the roof at any moment. If you're scared, that means we'll go higher until this spikes to new heights or the range highs. That's right, they'll bring it back down to earth. It doesn't bother Michael Siller because he's implying that he might buy more, but I only buy Bitcoin with money I can't lose. And he's buying a lot. Every time he says something like this, the next day he writes about getting more Bitcoin. In the next Meyer, the next day, he writes about getting more. Be careful tomorrow. We're in a new world now that Bitcoin has the same number of users as the internet did in 1999. In 1999, the internet. Currently, Bitcoin is trading at 4.7%. It will likely go up in value at some point unless it falls. That's the new world we want everyone to live in. Boomers are buying Bitcoin, which means that people over 50 need to buy Bitcoin. I told you they were going to really lure every single person out there. So everyone, every animal and everything will hold some Bitcoin before it all falls apart. This is the only way to get there. Here comes the CEO of Binance. Listen to what he says about Bitcoin going up. I told you that 97% more people took the test in the first 3 months of this year. Things are moving very quickly, twice as fast as before. Bought from that side at 100 million. Adam Back says that Bitcoin will soon be worth $1 million. We reached a new all-time high of 73.5% right before the halving, which I see as proof that it would have gone higher if those things hadn't happened. Because of this, I don't think it's a good idea to draw too many conclusions from the last cycle. If you take that out, I think there's a lot of good news. I think $100,000, 0 cents is way too low, and I hope to make a lot more this year. During this time, you get between $500, 0 cents K, and $1 million, 0 cents 0. We'll see. That's interesting because CZ Binance's former CEO also said that this loop would go to $1 million. It looks like everyone wants a Bitcoin. Is it even possible to make 1 million Bitcoins in the long term? Let's look at all of the resistance points. Look at this. It is possible to make $1 million. That's right at the top of the channel. Wow. That's $1 million.